I know as someone who lives in Chelsea, I'm very aware of the bubble I live in, and which is why I try my best to be as inclusive as possible, meet as many people from different neighborhoods, different backgrounds. Hence why I do my show at Soho House. I was fortunate to interview City Councilmember Crystal Hudson, and she ran on this black agenda for New York, basically responding to the pandemic through a way of racial equity. What ideas do you have to make New York a more inclusive, affordable place to live? Because we know the average rent is about $4,000 now in the city. Five. Jesus. So what ideas do you have? What can we do possibly to, help make New York stay New York?
It's not a matter of having some new idea that no one's thought of. It's a matter of executing what we know we have to do. And with respect to housing, we've got to address the housing shortage, the shortage of a housing supply. In the last 10 years, through the 2010 to 2020 census, over 600,000 people moved to New York. The population of Detroit moved to New York City during those 10 years. Yet, we only produced a fraction of the units of housing to accommodate those. And it's basic logic that with all these folks coming in and not producing enough housing, that we're going to see these rent increases. And we saw it kind of play out in real time. During the Omicron or COVID, you saw rents plummet. Remember the great deals that we had for a little while there? Wow, that was great. Because people were just leaving the city. So we got to produce a lot more housing, which is why I'm really leaning on the Adams administration and the city council to come up with like a real plan.
Right. Swagger's not going to do it?
Swagger's not going to do it. And also, just like talking about it is not going to do it. And it's an emergency. It's an emergency.
Absolutely. And speaking of